that influx of money now that we've got to say has maybe turned Conte's head as well? Because obviously he is the man that we think is coming to Tottenham, or that we hope is coming to Tottenham, and it doesn't fall through like the Barla. But nevertheless, do any of you guys think that this money made by the NFL and obviously the boxing has maybe pushed that deal as well, and we've got a bit more extra cash? Or do you think it's maybe
just a minute ago, Hollie, and I said that obviously there's rumours he's going to be given £100 million. What does £100 million buy?
Not much.
Not a lot. You know, I was saying today, I got asked on a phone call from a reporter, and I said, well, if they get Conte, he has to have £200 to £300 million to spend.
Yeah.
To get this team anywhere near top 6 this year. Because
I agree.
You've got we have to get rid of 7, 8 players. They've been there too long.
Yeah.
They've gone stout.
Stale as fuck.
Bring better players in. You need £200-300 million.
But also, not only has it gone stale, the recruitment is so poor. So when you do eventually sell players and you bring them in, instead of buying people that are Premier League proven or someone that is, maybe £20 million more, but always cut corners. So you'll go and get someone that's a Steven Bergwijn. I know he's been injured at times, but still not good enough. You go and buy a Jedson Fernandez instead of Bruno Fernandez because they wanted £2 million more. That is criminal. Yeah, crazy. These are all pivotal moments. Do you know how many people have come through that training ground? Grealish, Mane, Ronaldo, Batshuayi. There's so many, and you know when your brain is like this, the list is so long, and there's been so many that have come through that training ground, all wanting to sign for Tottenham Hotspur.
Eden Hazard as well.
Eden Hazard. It gets Sergio Aguero. I mean, there's so many that, these are the only ones I can think of from the top of my head. But there are so many. And the problem is that they get to a point where it comes down to wages and things like that. And then Daniel Levy offers something stupid and something low. And then they go, don't worry, I'll go to Chelsea or I'll go to Liverpool and I'll get an extra £100,000 on top of that. Mental. And it's been the same ethos going back to the time of the Joe Coles and the Glenn Johnsons when they were at Portsmouth or Liverpool. It's an endless thing. So if you're going to actually give Conte money, 100 million is going to get you nothing in this squad. No. And that's why I agreed with not selling Harry Kane in the summer, because if it was 80 million that was on the table, what's the point? You can't replace Harry Kane with 80 million. You need 180 million to replace Harry Kane, especially the way that we spend it. But if you want to look at this squad, they're going to give him an 18-month contract with, I think, an additional year on top, right? So if it works out, that's January transfer window. No good business gets done in January. So you can count that one out to get anyone that's really probably going to make much difference. You're giving him the summer. That's one window for him to try and change this squad around. This squad needs such an overhaul. The amount of players, if you did a list of that 25-man squad, who you'd keep, I reckon there'd be maybe 6? Yeah, 6 players?
6, yeah. 8 if we're being kind, because I would have kept Roden.
He's a great manager, but we're going to be expecting him to make miracles. You forget when he went to Chelsea still had an incredible squad there. And things like that. So it's not like he can walk in and suddenly, make gold out of this. It's going to be a process again.
On the flip side, and I ask all you guys this: if Conte does come in, I'm sure he will come in with assurances. He's a world-class manager. He's high in demand. He doesn't have to take the job. So the way I'm looking at it is, if he does come in, Levy would have promised him funds to spend in January and a chance to overhaul the squad. So that's how I'm looking at it. If he does come in, he understood his problems.
That could go 2 ways.
Yeah.
Right? Conte is a world-class manager. He could come to Tottenham and be one of the worst managers. That's how it could be. Tottenham could destroy it.
Yeah.
These players could destroy Conte. And so we have to give him a chance. I think, me personally, I want him to get the job because I want his character to sort that football club out, to sort those players out. Because I don't think Nuno was big enough for that. I think he wasn't powerful enough to. Jose Mourinho tried to do it. And we sacked him, which was wrong at that time.
Well, yes, 4 days before a cup final.
Yeah,
Not great.
that was crazy. He was
another master
chance.
stroke. Another master stroke. Yeah.
That was crazy.
And that's the thing. I mean, Jay's already packed up lots, and he's going to love you, Graham, because obviously you said your thing about Pochettino. But he's being devil's advocate tonight, but he's being genuinely serious, and he's saying that Jose came in with insurances, and that's the thing as well. Like, we have just touched on it. Jose came in with insurance. What's going to be the difference for Conte? I don't know if anybody wants to try and ask that. What is it?
A Levy assurance isn't exactly an assurance.
No. I don't think. Listen, any manager that gets a job, you know you're getting sacked down the line. 90% of them get sacked, unless you're a Klopp, Guardiola, and Tuchel at the moment. Every manager in the Premier League will get sacked by them.
Well, I don't think that's the assurance he's looking for. I think the assurance is that will he get the money that he's promised. Well, how many times have you seen an article or something that says, "Oh, Daniel Levy promises war chest X, Y, Z"? What's in that war chest? You know, because if it's 20 million, it's not a war chest. Yeah. And how many times have you seen that? How many times have you seen that headline? Daniel Levy's offering war chest to this manager, that manager. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So whatever he's saying in that boardroom, maybe Conte will buy into it with the 15, 16 million euros a year he's going to get, which is fine. But, I think the thing with Conte, just how vocal Mourinho was, Conte is equally as volatile when it comes to those things. So if he doesn't live up to those assurances, best believe that we will all be hearing about it once again. And we could be back in this very same position this time next year, if not before.
I think, as bad as it may sound, though, I feel like for us as fans, I feel like if he makes another stint like this, people are going to be fully fed up.
Yeah. That was the first time in the stadium.
How are people not already fed up?
I know.
Abby, I think they are now. They've gone. I think if it doesn't pick up and they don't get things right, then you'll be playing in front of 40, 35, 40, 50. It won't be sellouts.
No, I know. You only have to look at somewhere like Barcelona in comparison. Yeah. They've got a 90,000 seater stadium. They had 37,000 there the other day.
Yeah. Crazy.
So it's pushing on the side of that, because I won't be going in. I was at the point where I won't be going to Tottenham anymore. I won't be wasting my time on my one day off that I get to go and do that and sit there and be in the worst mood.